introduce to the end table, we have Gloria, Team Captain Todd, Diane, Pump Captain Jim, Treasurer Beth Ann, Miss Rice will be sitting next to her, I guess. We have Courtney and Dave, Brennan's President Laura, Chief Glenn. We have Councilor Swift, MA Change Parsons, MP Rick, Michelle Felix, and Reverend Al Shields. I guess we'll have a seat now, and Reverend Rolls will say the blessing.
The Lord be with you. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to acknowledge and recognize the outstanding contributions that the volunteer members of our fire department make to our community. We ask that you would send down your blessings on the firefighters who give so much of their time and talent in helping others. Grant them courage when they are afraid, wisdom when they must make quick decisions, strength when they are weary, and compassion in all their work. When the alarm sounds and they are called to aid both neighbor and stranger, let them faithfully serve you and your neighbor. We give thanks as well for the members of the Burnett's for their support to the fire department. Gracious Lord, we give you hearty thanks for food in a world where many walk in hunger, for faith in a world where many walk in fear, for friends and fellowship in a world where many walk alone. Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Bless the hands that prepared it. Bless it to our use and us to your service. And make us now and always mindful of the needs of others. Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen.
Chief Glenn will now say the farm service.
I'll start off with the farmer's prayer now. One ladies are delivering the supper. When I am called to duty, God, whatever flames may rage, give me strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to feel my calling and to get the best in me, to guard my every neighbor and protect his property. And if according to my fate I am to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my child and my wife. Amen.
Welcome to our 43rd annual Firemens Ball. Tonight we celebrate 53 years of our service from 1963 to 2016. All the speeches and awards here tonight reflect last year's activities. From our humble beginnings with little resources, we have grown to now have a lot. We have 4 vehicles fully equipped with all kinds of different tools, with a replacement cost of over $1 million. It is good to see some of our family members here tonight, along with many of our retired members, who continue to help build our department. Now, you can have the latest and greatest of tools and equipment, but without trained members, you have nothing. Our active members last year put in over 2,500 hours. That only accounts for regular Thursday night training sessions, meetings, and fire calls. You can at least double, maybe even triple those hours that are put in behind the scenes here at the fire hall, on the phone, doing weekend-long training sessions, and even into fishing stages, getting ready for the fish supper, cleaning and filtering the fish. This is stuff that makes our department as much more than what the public sees when the fire truck goes up the road on Thursday night, comes back an hour or so later. In addition to all this, we still provide a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week coverage. The community is really supportive of us. If it was not for their amazing support of the businesses and citizens, we would not have nearly the equipment and tools we have. Every time a firefighter gears up in full equipment, that equipment costs in excess of $10,000. That includes a $7,000 breathing apparatus, $2,000 bunker suit, and another $1,000 for boots, gloves, helmet, and flashlight. This gear gets purchased with government grants, our budget from the town, and jointly between fundraising, between the Burnett's and the fire department. Over the last 2 years, from November 2015 to now, the fire department and Burnett's have been doing double duty. Fundraising our regular stuff like our fish supper, breakfast, and Santa, along with Chase the Heats. Our regular fundraising goes towards our usual equipment, maintenance, and upgrades. As usual, with this double in fundraising, the community came through with overwhelming support. The community rarely gets to see us respond, which is a good thing, I guess. However, last year during Chase the Heats, we got a fire call. We all rushed at the door, down the stairs, on the truck, and gone. Everybody was quite impressed to see how quick we ran at the door, leaving behind thousands of dollars on the table for the Burnett's and retired members to attend to. But that is what we do. Every time the pager goes off, we drop everything and gone. Being a volunteer firefighter is different than being a volunteer in most other organizations. This is something most of you here tonight understands. It is more than just showing up at a fire call, spraying the clear stuff or the white stuff on the orange stuff and going home. It's hours and hours of training for that call that we hope never comes. It's hours of fundraising for gear we need. It's doing home inspections on short notice for someone who wants to bring their loved one home from a hospital but needs medical oxygen first. And then it's those 3 a.m. telemarketer calls from Google to complete your business profile, or this is your captain calling, your ship is coming. Enjoy your evening. We've all worked hard and we deserve it. Now I'll call on Councillor Swift to bring greetings from the town.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ellen Swift. First of all, I would like to give regrets on behalf of Mayor Savory and Deputy Mayor Blagna, who could not be with us tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. So tonight, it gives me great pleasure to bring you greetings on behalf of the town and its councillors. Tonight is a very special night. It's a night to celebrate and appreciate the volunteer firefighters. I, for one, know the importance and dedication it takes to be a volunteer firefighter because my dad, the late Frank Swift, was one of the founding members along with Leonard Matthews and Ted Anderson in 1963. I grew up with that, hearing the phone ring in the middle of the night and my dad dashing at the door. It's the uncertainty that lays ahead for the volunteer first responder. The volunteer firefighters are like brothers. They have each other's back during emergency situations. Not to mention the hours of training, and yes, even fundraising. Dedication is putting it mildly. The men put their lives on hold. When the call comes through, they could be in the middle of a child's school concert or eating a meal after a long day at work. They put their lives on the line, not knowing the danger that lies ahead. So let's put our hands together and give these gentlemen a nice round of applause for all their dedication to make sure our town is protected.
Thank you, Councillor Swift. Now we'll call on Chief Lane to do the fire department report.
Good evening, fellow firefighters, Councillor Swift, EMC and Training Officer Ross, Councillors Berger and Bowles, Michelle Felix, representative for MP Goody Hutchings, our MHA Mr. Andrew Parsons, our RCMP officers called this afternoon. Unfortunately, they could not make the celebration here tonight, but they send their regrets and also want to commend all the firefighters and retired members that come down every Thursday night and help in case of an emergency, keep our town safe. We got Mr. Ibn Lusman from the Ramia Fire Department, and Mr. Aubrey Green from French Way, and Reverend Halsey is here as well on behalf of the Anglican Church, and Levi is up in Labrador, crawling through the snow probably tonight, but at least Halsey's here more, and Levi will tell her all about it when he gets home. And Bruce Feller does the same thing. Our Deputy Chief Dave is leaving tomorrow, if everything works out, and he's planning on leaving more to go to Goose Bay as well. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank all the members that came and their spouses that came in last night to help set up for our celebration here tonight. Welcome everyone to our annual Firemens Ball. This is held by the town of Burgeo to show their appreciation for the service that we provide to help protect our community. We have so much to be thankful for, as we are lucky enough to still have a full complement of firefighters. Starting off in 2016, which this report was before, we had 32 members. Now we're back to 30. But I'd like to thank the firemen that are here tonight, and the firemen that is out of town for work and whatever. They're here, I guess, in spirit, and our members that have served time over the number of years. I'd like to thank everybody on behalf of the community of Burgeo. I thank everybody for their contribution. Like I said before, we have so much to be thankful for. We still do have a full complement of firefighters. But when you hear a fire department basically had to close down due to out-migration or an aging population, we have so much to be thankful for. As I said at last year's Firemens Ball, we send members to the annual fire convention each year. You will be surprised at the doors that you open up if you meet the right people. A good example of this is, as you all know, this year, as we speak here tonight, our main fire truck is out of town in Stephenville, again with trouble. We had her back for about 2 weeks and we still got trouble, and we still don't know when for sure we'll get her back. But we are lucky enough to have the loan of a fire truck from the Marine Institute. Thanks to Deputy Chief Dave, who went to fire convention in my place due to the fact that I had a hip replaced, and he got in touch with Minister Joyce and members of the Fire and Emergency Service, and they gave him some ways in which to turn and who to talk to, and he done all right. We ended up making contact with Marine Institute, and we got a loan of one of their trucks from Stephenville, and we got the truck back again tonight. She's downstairs, and hopefully we won't have to take her out only on training nights. Thank you, Dave, for that, and Mr. Parsons as well. As you all are aware, we are 149 kilometers from the Trans-Canada, and we do have letters sent to the government and Fire and Emergency Services to keep us on the list for a new fire truck. As you all, like I just said, we have our truck out of service, but over time we will get her back. It is good to see so many of our honorary retired members here tonight. They're always welcome, and I'd like to point out one of our retired founding members, Mr. Ted Anderson, is here tonight. He's, as you all know, Ted got medical oxygen home, and he made it a point. He wanted to come down. Laura was a bit apprehensive of getting to come down. I know she's afraid he's going to dance or what he's going to do, but Ted, we are more than glad that you could make it, and all the members here tonight is more than glad that you come here. So later on, they'll probably, not tonight, but one night, boys might get a chance to come up for a game of carriage, and I won't tell them what kind of carriages, please, but and it's not strip poker. That's good.
Yes, Dave, we're more than glad to have you here tonight, and hopefully over the summer, as the winter comes on, the winter comes on, we can spring comes on. Hopefully, you might be able to get down again some night.
You don't be getting better when I am.
Oh yes, we do. We hope we get better, Ted. Our fire report for 2016, as you all know, this here is for last year's calendar year. During 2016, the Burgeo Fire Department held 32 training nights. We had 9 business meetings. We responded to 11 emergencies. They were a bridge fire, which was caught on fire. The bridge was caught on fire due to a person taking cleaning out his stove, putting the coals out on the bridge, thought they were all out, and all of a sudden, good draft of wind coming, fired up the bridge.
So anyway, thank God we got there and got it put out. We have one electrical fire, one boat fire, one car accident, and we responded to one flooded basement. Also, when Hurricane Matthew came through, we responded to 8 flooded basements. That was a very busy day, 10-hour day. We started that morning and we were there till late that night. We had one emergency meeting. That's when our brother firefighter Frank Smith passed away. Other activities that we were involved in were, we had a social night, we had a special dinner meeting. Firefighter Rich was presented with his 20-year medal by our mayor, Ms. Barbara Barter. We had a steak night and a lobster night with our spouses. We had a pork chop dinner for members and their spouses to start off our Christmas party, and we had a dance that night afterwards. Our fundraisers, we had breakfast with Santa, our fish and chip supper, tickets on emergency kit, Saturday evening darts, a steak supper for the hospital, a Boxing Night dance, a New Year's Eve dance. Every Thursday night, the crew of the design call is responsible to check out all of our fire equipment, to check to see that everything is in proper working order, and if something is found to be defective, it is taken out of service or replaced. Other activities that we were involved in, we sent fruit baskets to members who were sick. We held fire drills at the seniors complex. We had the school students visit the fire hall for Fire Prevention Week. We sent cards to members who lost loved ones. We took part in the Santa Claus parade, and last year the fire department members, we won the second place. Two members and their spouses attend the fire convention in Corner Brook. We laid a helmet, I laid a helmet along with the helmet which is here tonight, and her mom in memory of our brother firefighter Frank Swift. We took part in the electronic blitz. We took part in the Winter Carnival darts. We held a service of remembrance here at the fire hall, again as for our brother firefighter Frank Swift. We held an autism awareness session with the fire department members and members of the public. We set off the fireworks as part of the Sand and Sea. We had special training days. 6 members went to Springdale for training. 2 members completed the fire and emergency service instructors training course. 4 members done traffic management. 13 members done a 3-day ice rescue training with our regional director, Mr. Sheldon Hilliard, and his son Alex. 14 members done a 1-day in-house training. We done ice rescue, jaws of life, and a smoke drill. The ambulance crew was in attendance for this as well. We are so grateful to have a great working relationship with our ambulance crew. In addition to date, we have raised $83,000 for the Chase to Hayes project in aid of a new fire truck. Thank you to all of our members that have come down and helped with this project. Now some of this money here is from say Clayton, the boys, Clayton, Joel and the boys when they came down and done a fundraiser for us with a Hope and Light. We had a donation from the Lions Club, and we had a donation from the Lioness Club. So all this was all tied into a total of $83,000. So it is a very worthwhile project. And speaking on Chase to Hayes, hopefully November the 13th, I think hopefully we should have our tickets for to start off again. Providing an effective emergency service that we, the fire department, provides to our town would not be possible if not for the support of the citizens and businesses alike. At this time, I would like to thank past Mayor Barter and her council for their support to the fire department. During 2016, we replaced some of the windows here at the fire hall. Seems like I'm telling you all over again. The town, along with the fire department, got them all replaced in February of last year. The town, along with the fire department, replaced 4 new sets of SCBA breathing apparatuses as well. And we look forward now working with Mayor Savory and his new council as well. Also, I cannot say thank you enough to Town Manager Blaine and Sandra for all the work that they do to help me and the fire department out whenever I go by and want to get something photocopied, faxed, or sent off, whatever. They are always very accommodating to me whenever I go there. Thank yous. I would like to thank our MHA, Minister of Justice, Mr. Parsons, for the government's contribution for their funding towards bunker suits. Mr. Condomer for his continued contribution to the fire department in Burnett's. Mr. Glenn Downey, Maple Leaf fan. Mr. Tony Cannell, Canadian fan, for all their work with Nelcor and their donation to the fire department from Nelcor. Our brother Ross for working and doing the emergency lighting for us, and thanks to the boys that helped him out. Mr. Max Beller for his help towards the Breakfast with Santa. Thank you to Timber Merritt for their donation. The Highlanders for the help with the fish filleting, and our own members for the sand and sea. That's where you got to pay a quarter to go across the bridge over there, and they'll sometimes give them back to you if you're good. Mr. Drew McDonald for his donation. Mr. Newman Ingram, Mr. and Mrs. Leonard Ball for their donation of fish for the sand and sea fish supper. Mr. Frank Hand, my brother, for the use of his trailer for the Santa Claus parade. To all of our members that helped make it float, in which we won a prize last year. The Burjo bus for their service that they provide to us. Thanks, Todd, from the fire department and us as well. We would like to thank the men that come down every Saturday to help with the dirt session and to help out putting the tables when they are help with the dirt. And I would also like to thank all the members that come down faithfully to help with the cleanups after the building is being used. The hospital, for the help of for the use of their building to store our pager system. Lots of times, like Ross said earlier, it's probably annoying. You get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning on a pager, then we got to call the hospital, and they got to check their phone and see who made a telemarketer. There might be somebody up in Goose Bay who want a taxi, but we got to call. We do have to call and check that. I'd like to thank the bank staff for doing fundraisers for us. They also help out with the Breakfast with Santa. Mr. Clay Mead, thank you for the use of your bike for the Santa Claus parade. Also Mr. Clay Mead, Mr. Travis Gumber, Mr. Bill Francis, Mr. Hidwin Downey, Mr. George Anderson, Mr. Joe Kosser for hosting 2 open mics at the far air in aid of the fire truck. Thanks to the Lions and Lionettes for the service that they provide to our community. Most of all, I really like to thank the members and firemen spouses for your continued support. None of this would be possible if not for the members that come down here each Thursday night, take part in the fire drills or meetings that we are having. So hopefully, if there is an emergency, we can handle the task at hand. As most of you know, the Burnetts, they are a vital part of the fire department as well. They only have 13 members, but they play a very important role in the fire department as well. They are always willing to help us out, from fundraising to helping cook up meals for our training days. We do have training days again now starting next weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would like to thank Deputy Chief Dave and the rest of the executive and the members of our fire department who helped put together drills. As you all know, I've been out of commission for a while now, but they still continue with the drills. That comes down from moral support sometimes, but they all do a wonderful job. If not for your commitment to the town of Burgeo, we will be nothing. We would not be having this banquet here tonight. Also thanks to the Lioness for the lovely meal that they have prepared for us tonight. I hope and pray that everyone has a great night. Please don't drink and drive. Thank you.
For anyone that knows Dad or Chief Glenn, knows his cooking ability is not the greatest. A couple weeks ago, we were down here at the fire hall.
That's me and Uncle Frank.
You and Uncle Frank, okay. A couple months ago, we were down here on a Wednesday, I believe, painting the bridge. Not long had his hip done at that point, so he couldn't take part in the painting. If he had his hip done, I'm not sure what help he could have done in painting, but anyway. Shortly after we started, he came out so proud. I got the deep fryer turned on for dinner. This was about 9:30 in the morning. Shortly after, he said, I gotta go to Foodland. What do you want? I said, pick up some hamburgers. So he come back, proud as could be, with the hamburgers, turned on the barbecue this time. Around 11 o'clock, he put them on, come in, cook the fries, and come upstairs with the burgers, cane in one end, burgers in the other, come up the steps. Me and Rodney was in the kitchen. He said, Rodney, get the buns out. Oh, you didn't tell me I needed to buy buns.
No, my son.
Now come on with me to do the production report.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Burnett's, we would like to welcome you all here to celebrate 53 years of fire services in Burgeo. The Burnett's had another busy 2016 year with their fundraising efforts, which included 50/50 ticket draws at Chase the Ace, tickets on a basket of towels, Valentine and Easter dances, our annual flea market, walking, video, and aerobics classes 3 times a week, kitchen rentals. The money raised from these efforts were used to purchase reflective vests, a smoke machine for fire drills, blinds, rods, and curtains for the fire hall, life jackets, home theater projector for the fire hall used for fire training and for walking aerobic videos, fire gloves, light bars for the fire pickup truck, flashlights, 1 set of bumper gear, covers for the fire truck in event of a funeral, donated money towards sending delegates to the fire convention, and various supplies for the kitchen were purchased. We also provided lunch for the wake of the late fireman Frank Swift, cooked meals for the fire department training on 3 occasions. Cards and donations were given to the members who were sick. We held a 80th birthday celebration for Laura Anderson. The Burnett's also helped out with breakfast with Santa and the fish supper. Donations were given to Burgeo Academy Scholarship Fund and to the Santa Claus Parade. Members also attended and laid a wreath at the Remembrance Day service. On behalf of the Burnett's, I'd like to thank the firemen for their devotion to providing fire services to our team. I'd also like to thank anyone, especially the firemen's spouses who have helped out with the Burnett's throughout the year with their fundraising efforts. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge the 13 women in our Burnett's group who take the time to help out with fundraising and supporting our firemen in all their efforts. Thank you to our President Laura, Vice President Claudine, and Secretary Sheila. Thank you for your kindness and dedication. May we have another great year working together to support our team. Enjoy your night. Thank you.
Thank you, fans. Now we'll call on Deputy Chief Dave to post to the spouses.
Good evening, everyone. Well, I'll start off with a little joke. A husband, wife, and mother-in-law went to Bethlehem for Christmas. While they were over there, the mother-in-law passed away. So then they had to make the arrangements to come back home. And they came on and said, well, you know, it's expensive to get the body up and ready to bring back to North America. It'll be $5,000 to get her prepared and brought back. But for a $150 fee, we can bury her here in Bethlehem. And he thought about it for a little while. He said, nope. He said, we're going to foot the bill. And the wife looked at him and said, well, what do you mean you're going to foot the bill? He said, $150 or $5,000. Listen here, dear. A little over 2,000 years ago, they buried a fellow. 3 days later, he got up. I'm not taking a chance. Behind every good man is a good woman. Hey, a fireman's wife, a special kind of woman, cut above the rest. That's a firefighter's wife, raiding her man the best. And many goodbyes are shouted without a fond embrace, as duty steals her man for the danger he must face. And many meals are ruined or tender moments disturbed by the wail of a distant signal, sparking loyalty unswerved. It's a devil of a job for an angel like this, who, for the love of her man, must forsake that kiss. She can run a garden tractor, even paint a room in need. How she can stretch a dollar is a miracle indeed. She's mother, lover, dietitian, and nurse. A living symbol of, for better or for worse. Rich is the man reaping his reward in life, who choose to be the other half of a firefighter's wife. Sarah West. Spouses.
Order up.
MP Representative Michelle Felix for a few words from MP.
First of all, I want to say thank you for the warm welcome. Goody got home from Ottawa yesterday morning, and she had an announcement to do in Flowersville this afternoon, and had to be at another event in St. Anthony tonight. So instead of being able to bounce back and forth down the coast, because she has 127 communities, it's times like this you guys got to put up with the constituency assistant. But thank you for the warm welcome and the good meal.
You're all right, my dear.
And believe me, she sends her best tonight and asked me to read this. Thank you for the invitation to your annual volunteer firefighters ball. I regret that I'm not able to be there this evening, but I appreciate the opportunity to send along a message to recognize the great work of all the volunteer men and women in the community. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. They are worth their weight in gold. Our volunteers share their time and their talents and expect nothing in return for their efforts. That is why we must thank them and their families alike for their contributions and let them know how valued they are in our organizations and our communities. On behalf of the federal government, I thank you for your service and for the real difference that you make. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something. I congratulate and thank all of you for putting others ahead of yourselves. I look forward to working with all of you as we continue to build a stronger communities, a stronger long-range mountains, and a stronger Canada. Sincerely, Goody Hutchings, Member of Parliament for Long Range Mountains.
Thank you very much.
Now call upon MHA in your persons.
Well, good evening, everybody. And first thing I'll say to you, Michelle, is that you said you had to put up with you. Well, believe me, everybody here would rather put up with Joanne than have me here too. So I can guarantee everybody's happy to see you. And good evening to everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be here this evening and be with everybody. It's been an extremely busy week down in the House of Assembly fighting away and having a row, so it's very nice to come down here this evening amongst friends and be able to relax. Although I regret to say that usually I'd like to start off my speech or my talk with a little joke about hockey, but let's just say that there's not much good to be said about hockey right now. I don't see anything good going on in hockey. But to all those Leafs fans, and I'm looking at one down there now, I'll just say this: wait till April. Wait till April. The cup is not won in October.
Wait till June.
They already got the Stanley Cup parade road planned, right? Where do I start? Again, it's an absolute honor. This is an event I always look forward to coming down to. And I'd like to begin, again, it wasn't that long ago that we have a number of new councillors elected, so I want to say a big congrats to not only our outgoing council, to our new council. It's great to see everybody take this job on. I got to tell you, politics and elected politics is a very, very tough job. And it's extremely tough on a municipal level. It's such a commitment of time and effort. So I commend everybody that does this job. And I think this fire department in particular is very lucky that in the past they've always had a great working relationship with the town. The town does an absolutely fantastic job. And being someone that represents a number of communities, I can say that that's not always the case in every community. So again, cherish the relationship that you have. Continue to work together for the betterment of the town. And congrats to all the new councillors, and I'm sure that relationship will continue. A big thank you for the meal tonight. Again, an absolutely fabulous meal, so thank you to everybody that prepared it. I want to thank the Burnett's. Again, I know the work that they do a tremendous job, and really the work that they do behind the scenes, ensuring that this department has the resources and has the money to buy the equipment that they need, says a lot about these ladies. So I think they deserve a very big round of applause for everything that they do. And again, to the spouses and the family members of all the firefighters, it's not just a commitment of the gentlemen here that are doing this job. It's certainly a commitment of the entire family, because it's time away from home. It's time that you can be doing a lot of things on your own. And the fact is, you spend that time out training, doing all the work that goes into it, fundraising. So a big thank you to all the spouses and the family. I was just thinking, I was sat down and trying to think about what I wanted to say and what I wanted to talk about. And when you think about it, I'd like to think that I know a little bit about volunteering and a little bit about volunteerism. Especially before I got into politics, I was involved in, say, minor hockey or Chamber of Commerce, or you name it. I did a lot of time being involved in the community. But when you think about the volunteerism that is firefighting, I didn't run into danger. We all run away. When that call comes, many of us, we hope that you guys are there. I never had to take that call or wait for that call late in the night, just wondering if it's going to come. So that just tells you that there's volunteering, and then there's firefighting. Firefighting, especially volunteer firefighting, is another level of volunteerism where you put your life at risk for the person next to you. And it's hard to really put into words how thankful we should be for the commitment that you make. And it's not just to the current firefighters, it's to our retirees as well, the time that they put into this. And this fire department is not just being there, the training that you do, just listening to what Glenn listed off, just the training meetings, the business meetings. This fire department in many ways is the backbone of the community, from fundraising, from education, from being involved in all these activities. Really, this fire department goes above and beyond. You know that they're there if that call comes, if you get fired on a bridge, and again, you look at it, it's not even just fires, flooded basements. These individuals that are sat around here tonight are the people that you call when you need help. And again, there's nothing that I can say any more than just thank you for everything that you do for us. And we're so thankful that you're here and you're always ready for that call if it comes in. So on that note, I just want to again thank you for letting me to be here with you this evening, to celebrate with you. And really, this is what it is. This is a celebration of another safe and successful year of service to the community. So I wish everybody had a great time tonight. Enjoy the time with family and friends here. And again, I wish everybody the best for an even better year next year. And hopefully we can work on maybe some new equipment in the next year. I think that maybe it's due time for a new truck, but no promises, but Glenn knows what. Glenn keeps on to me enough, so like I say, I'm going to do my best to help out there, because again, that's our job, is to procure the equipment. You guys do all the hard work. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Now we'll call on Dave for a moment of silence. Very rare moment on Dave, but a moment of silence.
At this time, we would like to take a moment to remember Honorary Fireman Mr. Bill Ball, Team Captain Mr. Kelvin here, Firefighter Don Sims, Pump Captain Mr. Frank Swift, that has served as fire department over the past years, and all past firemen. when someone passes on, it does not mean that they are gone. Although they are no longer with us, their memory lingers on. Okay. Let's tell another joke before I sit down. This is not being clear. Fire chief and deputy fire chief were two avid golfers. And they went into the golf course and goes out every week and has a game of golf and stuff. So anyway, this week we went out. When the deputy chief come back, he was beat to his snot. And the wife looked at him and said, "What the hell?" He had a rough game of golf. Yes, he said, "This is the worst one I've had in a long time." He said, "On the fourth hole, chief killed over and died." Died? He said, "Couldn't it all beat up?" He said, "Was you working on him and doing CPR and all that?" "No," he said, "Lucky and you did on the spot, nothing I could do for him." And she said, "Why did you beat him?" "Well, you know, I had to finish my game of golf." He said, "I hit a ball, dragged the chief, hit the ball, dragged the chief."
Thanks, Dave. Now we'll start our presentation of awards. We wanted Todd to speak, but he said he didn't want to, so we'll move on to our awards. We'll start off with fire department awards. First award goes for attendance to Max Treasure. Awards tonight for attendance. Awards tonight for attendance is a luggage bag and a baseball hat.
Look over there, Steve.
Bruce Stiller. Bruce is in Labrador Lincoln training for the Canadian Rangers.
Brandon, you want to come up? Report the camera.
And Rodney Sims. Now Rodney here will be when he goes in the bag.
Oh, no.
Thanks, guys. Move on now to the service awards. The awards tonight are for 1 year service, 3 years of service, 4, 10, 15, and 25. So the awards will be from the town of Virgil, from the provincial government, along with the federal government. For 1 year service, the Gary Warren for certificate and the shoulder badge. After the first few years.
Gary, come back for a second, please.
Also a certificate from the federal government. a pen. Pens are here.
Got me right?
Roy Harris also received 3 European Roy as wife for work. And the Tony County.
I thought you were here for 3 years.
4 years of service, Gary Miller.
Thank you.
10 years of service receiving a distant pen, myself.
Go there? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Also 10 years of service, Graham Sims. Graham's not here tonight. For 15 years of service, receiving a wall clock service pin along with certificates, Max Strickland.
Service pin, buddy. You're there on that? Yeah, more you're going to get
Congratulations, Max. David Courtney. David Collins. For 25 years of service, receiving a service pin and a watch, going in. From the provincial government as well, a service card.
There's your service pin. All right, now don't give that fire. Yes. Give that
For 30 years of service, receiving a town flag, a service card from the provincial government, and certificates, and a plaque from the town, Jim Merrick.
There's your service bar. You're going to go in. You fly up rope.
James City's drawer changed since he started the car off. Uniform, so it didn't used to be so buggy sitting there.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our last award is our Fireman Appreciation Award. Last number of years, we give our founding, one of our members, I guess not founding members, one of our members, a Fireman Appreciation Award. And we also had flowers for a spouse. This year, our recipient of our Fireman Appreciation Award is Deputy Chief Dave, and his Mrs. Corrine is up for the bouquet of roses, flowers. Look forward to it.
Congratulations everyone on your awards. Only a couple more things left. We want to cut the cake. Call on our oldest serving member, Rick Sand, to cut the cake for Firemens Ball.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you. After the river rolls returns thanks, so I asked that all the members stay beyond and get our picture taken like we've done the last several years. River rolls.
We thank you, Lord God, Heavenly Father, for the meal we have just shared and enjoyed together, and for your gracious provision of fellowship, which we are sharing here tonight. We give thanks to the members of the Burgeo Volunteer Fire Department and the Burnett's, who give so much of their time and dedicated service to people of this community. Make us ever thankful of all the gifts of your mercy, and make us faithful in their use. Granted at all times, we recognize your loving kindness towards us, and show our appreciation for all we have received. We say thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for the dinner part. But when we get the tables cleaned up a bit there now, what we'll do with all the firemen and retired firemen, we'll get on this wall here. Everybody we'll get our picture too. Okay, so I guess that's the dance will start as soon as the tables is clear. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Cheese. All right, hold on now. I'm just going to zoom out half years and then get other half years. Okay, perfect.